most of us that are thinking about growing our coaching business are only ever thinking about like, how do I make more money? How do I sign more clients? How do I quit my job? So we're always thinking in terms of external things. We're thinking about how to land more clients, how to lead generate better, how to book more coaching calls, right? All of these external things that we're focusing on, that's what most of us do as online coaches. And I get it, because if you're in a place right now where you're having a hard time paying rent, or you're in a place right now where you completely hate your job, or you're in a place right now where you're really struggling as an online coach and you need to find a way to make it work, or it's just not going to work out for you and you're going to have to go somewhere else. If you're in that place, I understand why you're looking for lead generation and booking more calls, making more money, etc. In today's episode, though, I want to share with you why your business will never outgrow your mindset, and why anxiety in itself will completely derail your ability to grow your coaching business. Before we get into this, I just want to share that I run 2 coaching programs. So the first coaching program that I run, it's called the 10K Coaching Academy. Now in the 10K Coaching Academy, my mission is to get you your first $5,000 in 90 days. And then in the 10K Academy, over the span of 12 months, my job is to get you to $10,000. That's like the purpose. That's the goal, right? Now, when it comes to the next level, the 10K Mastermind is completely different, because in the 10K Mastermind, what we do is we take you from $10,000 to $20,000 or $30,000. So we really elevate and we take your game to the next level. Now, for all of the students that are in the 10K Mastermind, and there's 16 of them, we spend an entire month on mindset. An entire month in the 10K Mastermind, we focus on morning rituals, creating a vision, getting organized, getting systemizing their day-to-day life so that they're capable and willing to handle more clients as they come in. Now, the reason we spend an entire month on mindset is because most online coaches are looking for strategy, looking for lead gen, looking for how to book more calls. But every single one of you listening to this podcast needs to tune in and understand that your business is never going to outgrow your mindset. On a previous episode, I talked about why it's so important to be before you can have. And what that means is you need to act like the character that you want to become before you get the results that character has. So if you look at any of the champion, like if you want to be the greatest basketball player of all time, you look at Michael Jordan, you study what he does, and you need to act and behave like Michael Jordan did in his day in order to get as good as he wanted to get to. That same mindset applies to everything. Like if you've got a weight loss client that wants to lose 50 pounds, they need to look at you in shape and they need to think, act, and behave like you do. And if they think, act, and behave like you do, they will get the same results as you do in your fitness journey. Now let's talk about anxiety specifically, because there's really a lot of different elements that go into growing your coaching business. And I want to talk about how anxiety will completely destroy and derail those things. So the first thing is, like, if you haven't even started your coaching business, this is how anxiety will completely cripple your ability to grow your coaching business. Now, my definition of anxiety is like, I think everyone can relate to this, when we completely overthink everything. And we start to project negative scenarios that haven't even happened yet. And so we're not even starting growing our coaching business. And with anxiety, we will start to forecast future events that haven't even happened yet that will make us completely like frustrated, overwhelmed, and not even want to start. So if we have anxiety and we're thinking about growing our coaching business, some of the thoughts that we might have will be like, man, I want to grow my coaching business, but I don't know if there's any possible way I'll be able to make it work, because right now I'm working and I've got 2 kids and I'm pretty busy and online training is new for me. And there's so many different reasons and ways and excuses for me not to take action. So I just don't. And even though I want to grow a coaching business and it's something that I want, I can't do it because I'm busy. I've got kids, I've got school, I got bills to pay, I've got the mortgage, and there's all of these different reasons that I'm going to fail. So we overthink and we forecast situations that haven't even happened yet, because that's what anxiety is. It's overthinking. And in my definition, it's like forecasting scenarios that haven't even happened yet. Like our nervous system is getting fired up over situations and circumstances that haven't even happened yet. And because we start forecasting these outcomes in our head and we start projecting ourselves into the future and imagining the worst, we prevent ourselves from taking action. And if we prevent ourselves from taking action, we never actually get started. Right? So when it comes to getting your online business started, there's a lot of online coaches that will never actually take the chance. They will never actually take the risk. They'll never actually go for it because in their heads, they've already beaten themselves up in their heads before they even got started. Are you guys following me so far? So that's before you even get into the business, right? And even if you're in the 10K Coaching Academy, I'm willing to assume that you had a lot of these thoughts before you got into the academy. You were thinking like, man, there's no way I'm going to be able to make this work. I don't have a big enough Instagram following, and I'm not as lean as some of the other athletes. And I don't have I don't have the presence to be on camera. I'm not really good at selling myself, right? So we get in our head and we overthink all of these scenarios that aren't even true, right? So anxiety will absolutely cripple your ability to get your business started. We're going to go into every single aspect of your business. And then at the end of this podcast, I want to give you a very simple solution for your anxiety. It's going to be so simple that some of you might overlook it. And it's also going to be so simple that there's going to be a few of you that implement it, and the few of you that implement it are going to get amazing results. So let's talk about anxiety with your content creation. This is huge. This is huge. Now, there's a lot of online fitness coaches that know how important it is to get on video. I've talked about it dozens and dozens of times. I think I've done at least 10 podcasts on why you need to be on video in front of your audience. That's why right now, while I'm recording this podcast, I'm on Facebook and Instagram so that I can interact with my audience. I can interact with you guys, and you can get to know who I am as a person. Nothing shows you more of who a person is than who they are on live. Because I can't fake this. I'm not faking a video. I'm here live for you guys, interacting with you. And so getting on video and writing content and putting yourself out there is a necessary part of growing your coaching business. But there's a lot of people that won't even get to that point because they'll overthink and they'll forecast situations that haven't even happened yet. Oh, I'm so nervous to get on video because I'm not good at public speaking, and I stutter with my words, and people are gonna laugh at me, and my videos aren't gonna be very good. I might my worst fear is that I'm gonna go live or I'm gonna do a video and no one's gonna interact with my content. I don't have enough followers to post content on social media right now. What if people judge me on social media? What if my friends and family don't like that I'm posting all this fitness content? And we start overthinking potential situations that haven't even happened yet because we're stuck inside of our mind and we're overthinking and we're stuck in anxiety. And my definition of anxiety is overthinking and forecasting future situations. It's not living in the present, it's living in the future. And usually with anxiety, let me know if you guys relate to this. For me, when I get anxiety, I'm usually worrying about worst case scenarios. All of the things that could go wrong if I start posting content. All of the what ifs that are on the other, the wrong end of the spectrum. What if I fail? What if nobody likes me? What if I go live and somebody comments something rude? What if, right? Does this make sense? So that's with content. So a lot of online trainers don't put themselves out there consistently when, guys, it's literally fucking free to market yourself on social media right now. It's free. It doesn't cost a cent for you to make a post on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, podcast app, whatever platform you choose to master. It is absolutely free. And the organic reach right now on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok is still high enough where you can get to $10,000 a month within 3 to 6 months of consistent, diligent work. Now, most of you don't put the work in because you're so anxious about shit that hasn't happened yet. You're so anxious about a stranger that might not like your video on social media. You're so anxious that you might go live and no one will watch you. You're so anxious that you're going to stutter in video. And because you're stuck in your head, you never take the right actions. And because you never take the right actions, you never get the right results. You'll never get to $10,000 a month if you don't put yourself out there on social media. But so many of us are afraid to do it because we're stuck inside of our minds. Does this make sense? Now, the best part about this, I'm just going to quickly caveat. The best part about this idea is that when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to getting started, when it comes to every single thing that I'm going to talk about today, the key to destroying your anxiety is just to move anyways. It's kind of have you guys ever thought about going to the gym? Maybe you had a gym session scheduled in the morning, and then you thought about it for way too long. And then when you thought about it for way too long, you actually talked yourself out of going to the gym and you just regretted it, right? Who here has done that? And then same scenario, you had a gym session scheduled and you kind of didn't want to go, but before you allowed yourself to think about it, you just got your shoes on, you headed out and you just went to the gym. And by the time you got to the gym and you did your workout, you're like, holy shit, so glad I went. It felt incredible to go today, right? So we've talked ourselves out of situations because we've stuck in our heads, and we've also made ourselves do the right actions, and we ended up getting awesome results. It's the same fucking thing with your coaching business. In your coaching business, so many of you guys are stuck in anxiety because you're stuck in inaction. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple ways to get out of anxiety today, but one of the easiest ways to get yourself out of your anxiety is to stop thinking and just start doing shit. To be completely transparent with you, I don't really get a lot of anxiety anymore. Like, not nearly as much as I used to. Like when I first started my coaching business, going live like made me super nervous. Writing posts used to make me nervous. Going on my story used to make me nervous. I would film a story and then I delete it, and then I film it, then I delete it, then I film it, then I delete it until I finally found one that I wanted. But now I don't really do that. Like it's like a one shot. I'm like, boom, because I'm so out of my head and so into action in every single thing that I'm doing that I don't have time to overthink shit. I'm just like, boom, done. Oh, that's a good idea. Done. Oh, that's a good idea for TikTok. I'm going to do it. Like, I don't wonder what people are going to think. I don't wonder what the negative circumstances are. I don't wonder if it's going to get low engagement. As soon as I get an idea, I act on it immediately and I don't give myself a chance to overthink it. So let's go to the next level. Let's talk about phone calls with your clients. How will anxiety destroy phone calls with your clients? Sales is a game of certainty versus uncertainty. So if I show up to the phone call as an online coach and I'm not like dead set certain that I can help you change your life, when my potential client has objections that they about the program, maybe they feel like it's not the right time or they feel like they don't have the money. If I'm stuck in my own anxiety and I'm uncertain because I don't feel very good with my business, right? If I don't feel really good about what I'm doing, or I don't feel really good in my own energy, what's going to happen is when my client has objections, I'm just going to be stuck on it. I'm just going to I'm not going to know what to say. I'm going to get flustered. I'm going to get overwhelmed. I'm going to get frustrated. And so for me, anxiety will destroy your phone calls because they will remove your ability to be clear, confident, and certain. And that's when you actually book the call. Let's talk about before the call. How many of you have refrained from booking a phone call with a potential client because you were nervous that the call wasn't going to go well? Or maybe you've been holding yourself back from generating leads because you're nervous to get on phone calls in the first place. Who here has done that? So anxiety will not only kill your ability to close the sale, but anxiety will also kill your ability to get the people on the phone in the first place. Does this make sense? Okay, so let's go a layer deeper. This is where anxiety really, really hits home, is when shit doesn't go your way. In your coaching business, one of the biggest misconceptions when you're getting to $10,000 a month is that it's just going to be an easy process. Step one, then step two, then step three, and then you make $10,000. In fact, that's not what happens. In fact, what actually happens is you start on the journey of growing your online coaching business and you make a little bit of progress, and then a little bit of progress, maybe you sign 3 clients and all of a sudden 2 of them drop off. And like shit. And then after the 2 drop off, you get on 5 phone calls and then you get like 3 no's in a row. Boom, no, boom, not interested. Boom, not the right time. If you have anxiety and these situations happen in your coaching business, let me know if this has happened to you. If you have anxiety and then you face adversity in your coaching business, you will start to have thoughts like, yo, I'm just not cut out for this. Yo, I'm just not good at sales. Yo, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a living out of this. Yo, this online training thing is cool, but it's not lucrative enough for me to quit my job and be full time with it. Yo, it's like other people can make it with online training, but maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not a good coach. Maybe I always say the wrong thing on the phone. Maybe my content isn't actually that good. Maybe I'm just like, maybe I should just go back to working for somewhere else because clearly this isn't really working out for me. Anxiety, when you face adversity in your coaching business, will absolutely kill your ability to get to $10,000 a month. Kill it. Is this making sense? All right. So what if you have a small audience? Those of you guys that are wanting to grow a coaching business and you want to get to the next level, but you've got a small audience and you feel like there's just no possible way that you're going to be able to make it. If you have anxiety and you have a small audience, you won't do anything on social media because you're like, there's nobody seeing my content anyways. So there's no point in even posting. There's no possible way I'm going to be able to build a coaching business because I've got less than 500 Instagram followers anyway. So there's not even a point of me trying on social media. Like, what's the point of me even trying? I see all these other influencers with 100,000 followers and sure, they've got clients, but of course they've got clients. They got 100,000 followers. I don't have any fucking followers. So that's why I don't have any clients. Like, there's no point of me even trying. I don't understand. Like, what's the point of me even putting in work if I'm not like, I don't even have the audience to make it to $10,000 a month. So what's the fucking point? Anxiety will kill your ability to get to $10,000 a month. Okay, so what do we do about it? What do we do about it? The first thing is this. Actually, I'm gonna give you guys 3 points. I want you guys to take notes. I want you guys to write this down. Focus less on external and more on internal. Focus less on external and more on internal. Now, I know that so many of you are so focused on what's happening in your world right now, right? So you get a no on a sales call and you're like, fuck, like this means that I'm X. Or you've got a small audience and you're like, nobody's following me, so this means X. Or you like, a client will drop off your program, client dropped off my program, that means I'm a bad coach. So many of you guys are focusing on external instead of internal. And this is a big shift. And I hope that I'm able to clearly communicate the message that I'm trying to say to you. But when I'm talking about focusing on internal, what I really mean is get clear as fuck on what your goals are and what kind of person you are. Get clear as fuck on what your goals are and what kind of person that you are. There was a motivational podcast that like hit my newsfeed the other day. It was a short little clip. And he said this. He said, when I'm accomplishing a goal, basically what I do is I take my goal as a finished product. That's internal. I take my goal as a finished product, and then I'm already there. In my mind, I'm already at that product. And then the goal never changes. No matter what, the goal never changes. So if I'm going to get to $10,000 a month, like that is the goal. It never changes. But the plot might change and the storyline might change and the adversities along the way might change, but the goal never changes. So any adversity that I face along the way and any rejection that I get along the way and any setback that I get along the way to said goal is just a necessary part of the storyline. It's all unfolding for me to learn the things that I need to learn in order for me to get to that goal. That's internal. That's internal. And so for me, being focused on the internal is like, I know exactly what, guys, I'm going to be the next Gary Vee. I'm going to start talking about it more because it means a lot to me. I'm going to be the next Gary Vaynerchuk. That's me. I will be the next Gary Vaynerchuk. I will be the biggest podcast for online fitness coaches first. And then from that, I will take that to the next level and I will expand. I will grow my audience and I will take my business and everything I can to the next level. And every single person I touch along the way is going to be positively impacted by my message. That's me. That's the internal. And now any external circumstance that I face along the way is just a necessary part of me evolving into that person that I'm going to become. That's internal, right? That's internal. Any external circumstance that happens along the way. So if I'm a failure, or if I feel like a failure, that's a part of the process. If I get rejected on the phone, that's a part of the process. If I get a negative review, that's a part of the process. All of these things are necessary elements of me growing into this internal person that I desire to be. And I never lose sight of the internal. So number one is focus less on the external, less on the no, less on the rejection, and more on the internal. I'm dead set and I'm committed to getting to $10,000 a month, or to getting to $5,000 a month, or to getting to whatever goal it is that I set for myself that's super important to me. That's internal. I'm so internally focused that anything that happens on my external world is just a necessary step in order for me to get to that goal I have in mind. So that's number one, is focus less on the external and more on the internal. That's number one. Number two, this is so fucking important. And I know that I've said this 100 times, but I'm going to say it again until every single one of you guys in my audience does it. Your mindset, working on your mindset is like showering, right? I hope all of you shower every single day, because if you don't, you stink. If you don't shower, you will smell bad. In your mindset, most of us understand the importance of showering for our physical bodies, right? That's why we shower. But most of us, like, I would say your mind is more important than your body in terms of your business, because it's your mindset, it's your thoughts, it's your focus, it's your creativity, it's your clarity, it's your power, it's your certainty, it's your authenticity. It's those things that are going to lead to you getting business results. And so I would say your mindset is more important than your body for developing your business. Am I correct or incorrect? I already know the answer, so I'm going to continue rambling. If I'm correct, then why do most of you shower every single day, but most of you guys don't work on your mindset every single day? every single day. There's not a single day, 7 days of the week that I ever take a break from working on my mindset, even on the weekends, because I want to have a good day on the weekends. I want to feel good on the weekends. I want to feel positive on the weekends. I want to be present on the weekends. And so even on my quote unquote days off, I still work on my mindset on the weekends, whether that be like 10 minutes of gratitude or I do 15 minutes of meditation every single day, 10 minutes of journaling every single day, and 10 minutes of reading every single morning. No questions asked. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Period. End of story. No questions asked. So the second key point is that work on your mindset as much as you shower. And you should shower 7 times a week. Otherwise, you're going to smell bad and people will say something. Work on your mindset as much as you shower. Working on your mindset every single morning and like getting yourself in a clear, positive place is like showering for your mind. If you don't shower for your mind, your anxiety is going to creep in to your phone calls. Your anxiety is going to creep in to your ability to write content. Your anxiety is going to creep into how you show up for your audience, how you show up for your audience, how you show up for your live streams. Your anxiety will destroy your ability to grow your coaching business. So why wouldn't you just make the commitment to get a handle on it every single day? And that's in the morning. Like every single morning, every single day starts in the morning. So why wouldn't you use that knowledge to work on your mindset every single day before the day starts in the morning? And most of you online coaches say this, most of you do this. You'll work on your mindset for 4 days and then you'll not be feeling it. And so then you take a day off, and on that day off that you're not feeling it, you slip further into anxiety because you're not working on your mindset. And because you slip further into anxiety, you'll miss the next day and then the next day, and then you're right back to where you started. That's why you never miss a day. Write this down if you're taking notes. If you miss one day, you miss every day. Most of you do like 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on. Oh, I listened to Brian Mark's podcast. Super, super inspirational. I'm going to work on my mindset for the next 4 mornings. And then you take a day off. What sort of system can you set up in your life so that you do it every single day? And I know that out of there's like 25,000 people that download my podcast per month, which by the way, thank you, Lord. I appreciate you. But out of all of the people that download my podcast per month, I bet there's maybe 3% of you that are going to do this every single day. If you miss one day, you miss every day, every single day. And of course, you're a human. So when you fall off track, be like, yo, Grant, you fell off track today, get your ass back on track tomorrow. Or if you realize you missed your morning ritual, do it as soon as you realized it. If you miss one day, you miss every day. Don't allow yourself to retreat. Keep your foot on the gas pedal of growth in your life, and you will continue to see progress. Now, the last thing I'm going to say for those of you guys that struggle with anxiety, anxiety equals overthinking. Overthinking equals not a lot of action, too much in your mind, not enough in your body. So you want to know a really good way to get rid of anxiety? Practice taking fast action. That's number 3. Practice taking fast action. And so the next time you're thinking about doing something, whether that be generating leads or getting on a phone call or hiring a mentor or reaching out to that client or watching a video and then implementing, the next time you are thinking about doing something, practice taking fast action. Guys, success like speed. One of the biggest reasons that I was able to get a top 50 business podcast in all of Canada in a year is because I just move fucking fast. There's no secret sauce. There's no like 1, 2, 3 magic trick. It's like I move fast and I do it consistently. I'm like, yo, podcast would be a good idea. I jumped on it. I'm like, I'm not only going to do a podcast, I'm going to do a podcast 5 episodes a week. Every single day, I'm going to go live on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to record a podcast. I'm going to drop an episode, and every single day it's going to be hot. And I just did it. Boom. I didn't know how to do a podcast. I didn't get any podcast coaching. I just took action. And if you guys listen to the first podcasts versus the one now, there's a significant difference in the quality of the podcasts. I didn't get good overnight, but success like speed. And so practice taking fast action. I was thinking about doing a podcast. Actually, before I started the podcast, I was thinking about doing a podcast for at least a year. And it wasn't until there was one day something clicked. I'm like, I'm just going to do it today. Like, because I used to think I need to do this and then this and then this and then this and that. And then one day I just realized I was like, I am being a pansy. I'm being a pansy. I'm just going to do it. Boom. And that day I made the commitment and I just went all in. So practice taking fast action. I could have been thinking about doing a podcast for the next 3 years and nothing would have happened. But I decided to take action and I moved my life forward in the right direction. Guys, your business is never going to outgrow your mindset, ever. Your business will never outgrow your mindset. Your anxiety will creep into every single aspect of your business, even if you don't want it to. And guys, we didn't even talk about how your anxiety will destroy your fitness goals or your relationships either. But I'm sure you guys have felt that before, where you overthink every single one of your partner's actions. Your partner will say, I love you, and you'll be looking for reasons and excuses to tear that apart. Yeah, but do you love me? Because last time we talked blah, 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 overthinking their actions at every single turn. So anxiety creeps into everything. Anxiety will kill your ability to get to $10,000 a month. So what do? Here are my 3 main tips in order to get a handle on your anxiety so that you can start to get to $10,000 a month. Number 1, focus less on external and more on internal. And what I mean by that is, what is your vision? Who are you as a person? When I say who are you as a person, why is that important? Because when somebody rejects you on the phone and says that they're not interested in your coaching program, who here has ever felt like they're a bad person? Or when somebody drops off of your coaching program, who here has ever felt like they're a bad coach? Oh, I must be a bad coach. If this person wants to cancel on my program, I must be a bad coach. It must be my fault. Whoa, like sucks. Like, I don't know if I'm good at coaching. Like, I'm questioning my abilities. Know yourself as a person. Like, I'm a good person. I show up as much as I possibly can. I do my very best every single day. I understand that some people aren't going to want to, aren't ready to take action. And I completely own that. And I understand it, but I'm also doing my very best to be the best I can be. If you know that, if you focus on the internal, when somebody drops off your program, it will affect you a lot less. So focus less on the external and more on the internal. Number 2, take care of your mindset as much as you shower. Most of you guys shower your physical bodies every day, but your mind is the one that creates your business. Yet you let your mind bathe in its own negativity day after day after day after day. You get sad, anxious, overwhelmed, stressed out, and you just allow that to sit there, and you never cleanse your mind of like all of the negative thoughts and just get yourself into a good mood. Every single day, you just sit in your anxiety, and maybe you sleep in, maybe you watch Netflix, maybe you drink some alcohol, maybe you smoke some weed to numb how you're feeling, but it never actually solves the problem. And the problem is that there's negativity festering inside of your mind. So take care of your mind as much as you shower. And number 3 is practice taking fast action. Success likes speed, online fitness coaches. And so the faster you're able to move, the faster you're going to get results.